Hi, good evening. Welcome to Emergency Hedge. This is the channel where
Good to see you.
Jessica sometimes teaches me Netrunner.
And Dave often teaches me Okamura, and
Hey,
that's what we shall be doing
we shall.
tonight.
It's been a while. How have you been, Jessica?
Up and down. How about you?
I've been okay. It's been a bit of a slog. I've been busier than I would have liked. Most
Mm.
often with things that haven't been fun. Sometimes with fun things. The fun things have been good.
Yeah, I've had a mix of fun, very stressful things.
Hmm.
So, but such is life. Life was not full. I've had a life full of excitement.
That's
Isn't
good.
that what I always wanted?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, without a doubt. Uh, I've been
The thing is, I
DJing a
think
little
it
bit.
was, and
I've,
then I got it, and you go, "Oh, that's." But I also kind of just want to sit around and like maybe drink coffee and read the paper. Would that be okay?
uh, I've been DJing a bit, which has been nice. That's been the fun
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm DJing tomorrow night. Guess where?
At the Brixton Academy.
No, an industrial estate in Whitney.
I was equally unlikely to. I was not going to guess it. I'm going to let myself off. I took a random stab, and I think it was random was as good as I was going to get.
Are you familiar with Whitney?
Not in the slightest, Dave.
It's the largest town in West Oxfordshire. It's
Oh, I'm
the
for
town
not
that
having.
David Cameron's former constituency is named after. It's like
Oh.
extraordinarily unhip. It's nicer than it sounds. But anyway, that might be fun. My part will be fun. The music I
That
play will
actually
be
does
fun.
sound like it might be quite fun. So you're going to be doing it on an industrial estate in quite a posh area, by the sounds of them.
Well, I mean, West Oxfordshire is very posh. Whitney
Yeah.
less so. Like in a lot of rural places, you get a dynamic where the cheaper housing is in the larger places. So all of the little villages tend to be really, really Tory, and then the town's quite mixed. The town has a Labour council, which is less of a badge of honour than it used to be, but like it had a Labour council 5 years ago,
Mm.
which definitely was not the case 20 years ago.
Okay, so it sounds like it's what I'm trying to work out is if you have the possibility of like, are you DJing a rave, Dave?
It's legal. The we've got a license.
Legal.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm. All right. Well, I mean, yeah.
I did a rave. I did a rave at the end
I
of the
believe
summer.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
You
I
believe
had. Do you know what I had? This is a massive diversion. I started the 1st of September. The first thing I did in September was negotiate with a very angry park warden to unlock a gate and allow me to drive a sound system and ambulance away from an illegal rave. That's how I started September.
That's a great way to
He
start
was so
September.
angry. He really was just irate. Yeah, it was. Anyway, we persevered. We made friends at the end, kind of. We at least we had a truce of sorts.
That's good.
Yeah, yeah. That's how I wanted to end things.
I feel like there's more of a story there, but it's not a story that relates in any way to Arkamura or Nero.
No, not even slightly. Not even slightly. Should we talk a bit about Netrunner?
Yeah, sure.
How's it going for you? Is it going for you?
Same. I'm watching from my perch upon Dragonstone, the Netrunner Mitter, far away, perceiving all of the comings and goings, not taking part, being aware of what's going on. And secretly, I've bought a ticket. The Netrunner UK National Championship.
No way, have you?
Which I'll be going to. Yeah, I'll be going to go and save my sister in Bristol. That was kind of what swayed it for me. I was like, oh, it's in Bristol.
Yeah.
So I could go and stay with my sister and then I'd see my sister. And then I'm a bit like, then if I have a terrible day and finish like dead last, I don't care. I'll see my sister. I have no idea. I was just say I have no idea what I'm going to play. I'm probably going to play Shaper.
Mm-hmm.
Because I almost feel like you don't have a choice, and that frustrates me. And then I don't know what to play on the corp side at all. It's a horrible possibility. It's going to be Kentucky PE again. So at least do you know how to homebrew that? Like I can at least take something and say it's mine, and then if it does well or badly, it was my thing that did well or badly.
That seems reasonable. That's exciting. I have been toying with the idea, and the fact that you're going, the fact that you've reminded me your sister lives in Bristol. Both of those things excite me quite a lot.
Come, Dave. Dave, come to.
Well, I need to obviously clear it with my familial commitments, but Bristol's quite close to me, and I was tempted to go. Talking of raving, so Bar and Woo, dear Bar, friend of the show. Hello, if you're watching. That reminds me, do you have any way of getting the comments up on your screen?
I do, yeah.
Are you okay to monitor them? Because we should probably do that.
If I'm
addressing people from the screen, it's a bit rude if I'm like, we're both ignoring anything they say back to us.
If my computer will do me the enormous honour of allowing me to open 2 applications at once, then I will indeed be able to go on YouTube.
I can probably do it here as well. What I was going to say, Bar has made like guide to coming to Bristol, coming to UK Nats, where he criminally undersold one of the nightlife options,
which is
former dubstep wonderkind Scream playing all night in a nightclub.
Whoa! Unless I
misheard what was said.
I'm not a clubber. Yeah. I blame you for me even trying to get into it. I hated it the whole time. I hated it the whole time. The moment I hit 30, I was like, yes, I can finally admit I don't like this thing. I'm going to stop doing it. But yeah, like even I've heard of them. I know that's a big deal.
Yeah, it really is. And like he mentioned him, but he didn't say this is one of the sort of 4, 5, 6 people who invented dubstep, the last like significant genre created in dance music, which is how I insist you ought to speak about Scream. Anyway, that's just throwing extra curveballs into our stream, but like there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in Bristol that weekend.
Cool. I've got our stream up.
Cool.
I think it should tell me if there are. Yeah, I've got it sort of playing at the same time, so it should tell me if there are. Got the horrible prospect of seeing my own face. Let's see if I can move it around so I don't have to do that. The single thing I hate most about streaming, more than the technical issues, more than anything else, is having to see my own face or hear my own voice during the process. Is just, I just despise it, Dave. I despise it in every way.
I'm sorry about that. I'm not going to say you should subject yourself to it, but like having reviewed quite a lot of our talking for the purposes of working out how many goddamn frost tokens are supposed to be in that goddamn Chaos pack. There's 7 in there now, by the way. I don't know how that's happened. I'm not going to go back and watch the whole thing again. But there is a point after which you kind of get used to it, and you're like, okay, I sound like a weirdo, and I don't like my face, but that's okay. I was interested in what we had to say, which I think is like not a terrible sign.
That's a good sign.
Yeah.
I don't get the same effect if I go back and like read my own work that I've written.
Yeah.
It's just watching myself talk.
Yeah.
Seeing the way that I move, seeing my own facial expressions. I'm always I have like autism dark, and it just goes off really hard when I see myself, and that's such a like weird feedback loop to go through to get autism dar about yourself. But like, oh, I recognise all of those behaviours. So because I'm recognising them from myself, and it's me. I'm recognizing
Mm.
them, doing them. It's yeah. It's a lot of brain fuzz to deal with.
Um,
The little things like the way I don't properly make eye contact. Let's see if I can do it. There we go. I think I'm sort of doing it now. To be fair, it's hard to do on a stream.
yeah, I'm not sure it's possible,
Probably my,
but
my
I feel like you're looking at me a lot of the time. Maybe that's
I'm
because a
doing
lot of the time I'm looking at our setup and the streaming and stuff. But I'm not feeling ignored anyway.
that's good.
So you've been watching Netrunner from afar, but you haven't been playing it. But you're going to UK Nats.
Yes.
To summarise.
Yeah, as I say, perched on Dragonstone, waiting to swoop in. But like, I think it's very, very likely that what happens is I go in with some kind of like Panic Shaper and Panic PD probably. I really don't want to play Panic PD, but PD's just good. Like it's just good. It's good if you're good at the game, and I do think I'm quite good at the game. Admittedly, I'd need to put the reps in for it to be. It's the kind of deck where it's not the marginal decisions make all the difference.
Yeah, yeah.
But I would feel bored with myself if I took the PD deck, I think.
Take something else instead then. Branch out.
I think I might homebrew a PE.
Yeah.
I feel a bit mean doing it again though, because like it was a joke the first time I did it. And it was a joke that became simultaneously more and less funny as the day went on. Because like
surely patronising Pincel is like the apex of the funniness of the joke.
Yes, that is the
accidentally patronising Pincel, I should say.
Accidentally patronising Pincel because Pincel was so shocked by my incredibly basic bitch maneuver, the like first thing you ever learned to do in Netrunner. Which is to over advance a trap as if it's something else and hope they run it. And for him to just get, because it was a desperation move that he got caught out by. I don't think he played wrong. I think that he thought I think he underestimated me, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely.
Like he thought I would play that badly, and to be fair, I was playing that badly. Very, very, very complicated Yomi stuff going on. It's hard to tell whether I was a genius or a complete idiot.
I haven't played any Netrunner at all. I have also been watching from afar, and I don't know what I would play if I went to UK Nats. But like I have seen a couple of decks that have excited me. I am still a bit salty about Turbine. Like I think there's a real issue with the meta, and there doesn't seem to be appetite to do what I would like to do about it, which is to kind of deal with the power level gulf. Like I think I'm at the stage with the game where I know it a little bit, but what I really enjoy is deck tinkering, and the meta at the moment is just completely unforgiving on that. Like I think you really will struggle playing anything that's not tier 1 against tier 1 decks. It's just not a good time.
I think you're gonna have. I think actually, Dave, if you wait just over 2 weeks till Worlds is done, and people aren't grinding their Worlds decks anymore, I think you'll have more fun on JNet Casual.
Well, I mean, maybe I think maybe part of the issue is that I was having my regular games and trying to do that on the GLC League, and some people, mentioning no names at all, Jessica, whatsoever, are absolute savages and play really hardcore decks. And what I really was using it for was like making sure that I had a regular game every week, and so quite frequently I was getting absolutely just pasted with it.
What were the decks that you hated? What were the decks that made your real NPE? moments for
forget. I mean,
you?
it's honestly it's
It's you.
longer than
It's
since
almost
we
like a
last
Mario,
played.
isn't it?
The
It's
Asmari I
we
really
actually hate
hated,
Mario.
but
Yeah.
there was some disgusting stuff with uh, HB and that card that gets counters every time you read something. Um,
Oh god, yeah.
you know that one?
I know that one. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's out of fashion, but yeah, that's a
Absolute war crime. Disgusting.
horrible
Yeah,
little
yeah,
asset
yeah, yeah,
tech where if you have a Mistbones or a Parisha on the turn that like it comes down, then the whole game is just going to be a grind for you.
yeah,
Or if your economy's resource based anyway, the game's going to be a grind for you.
yeah. So I will get back into it at some point. I'm really happily note that somebody seems to have taken Startup in hand and like
Yeah,
done some good stuff with it. So I'm almost tempted to start playing with that, to be honest with you. Although I
I
have
was a
mixed
little
feelings
bit
about
tempted
it.
myself.
Hmm?
I was a bit tempted myself.
Hmm.
I think that the most interesting thing they did was the agenda points thing.
Yes, definitely.
And I wonder if it's not a dry run um, for doing it in standard,
Yeah,
because I think it would improve standard a lot as
yeah,
well.
yeah. I mean, I am trying to make my peace with the fact that I'm not sure I will love the meta between now and dawn. Um, I think like I will continue to have my beef with it. Um, and
Yeah,
I'm hopeful that the way I mean I've sort of expounded on this theory before that I think the last release was a weird one because part of what they were doing with it was anticipating Dawn coming. Like
yeah.
they've put several near prints of cards in this release so that they
Muse being, I think, is the
yeah, Muse was my
Muse
example
is
of it,
actually
yeah. So because they're anticipating that they want them to be in not one of the core products, they want them to be scheduled for what oh god, I'm so out of practice, Jessica. I've forgotten the name of
rotation.
rotation. Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah,
they want them to be in the rotation schedule rather than one of the core releases.
yeah.
These kind of whack overpowered cards. I don't think
And
it's
I
the only
think
thing. I don't think it's the
it
only thing. I think it probably could just do with I think a more active, like somebody saying there's 4 or 5 overpowerful cards here and we should kill them all. But
I would love to see a sweeping ban list at some point that banned like 20 guards.
yeah, yeah, and I
That was
mean
quite ruthless, you know.
yeah.
Um,
To be fair to
but
the standard band team, I like the write up they had for that did sort of seem to acknowledge some of these things, that there are issues in terms of power level and like banning turbine was not going to happen because they'd need to take out several other things at the same time.
yeah, I think they're just going to run into that problem again and again, though, right?
Mm. Yeah, and they did also say we think some of these issues need to be sorted by rotation, not by or by design. I think was the term what they said. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Let's do Yuki and Nats and have a fun time. I would love to hang out
Yeah, I
together in
think
person. Would really like to go to Yuki and Nats. I'd like to get back on my Netrunner Mojo again.
I think that was my thing about it was like I can sit here and go, oh, the meta's not good. It's like, but this is the game you love, Jessica, and you know you gotta. If you don't love it, on a bad day, you don't deserve to love it on a good day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's, and I think it's that I'm gonna do with Nats what I did with Worlds, which is go and try and have a good time. Go with decks that I think will be fun for me to play. If it's at the moment, I'm thinking Shaper Girls, the Girls deck that's out there because
What's that?
just it's it's a deck that runs. It's called Girls because it thematically ends up running a lot of the cards that have girls on them.
Okay.
Downtown Delhi and Pretty Purusha and Ensu and I think it runs a Kiko. I think a Kiko is the ID. So it's all about getting like extra R&D accesses.
I know this one.
Yeah.
This I played against this in the tournament that I went to in Warwick. I think Harmon B made it, and
Yeah.
the very first game was Harmon B absolutely wiping the floor with me using it. It's a very good deck, I think. Yeah.
It's a very good deck, and I love that it's got this like fun theme to it, and it's Shaper Circuit that puts me in with a chance, and you know, like if I don't come up with something that I feel is my own personal expression of what I want to run with at the moment, which I'm not sure exists, then girls is it. Like I will borrow Harmon B's thing and happily like fly under. I'm not entirely sure of their pronoun, so I'm going to go with her because I think that was a big part of why they made girls.
I think so. Yes, I think so, but I'm not 100%. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, now that's our little Netrunner chat. Any other Netrunner things to say?
No, I have been enjoying watching the matter. Like, I think there's still like good content out there.
Yeah.
I think it's still a good game. People are still clearly enjoying it. It's at that stage where the meta's narrowed. You know, we've had the new releases. We know what's good. We've they were right to ban World Tree. Like they were. It was such a funny thing though, because kind of World Tree pre-banned itself. Yes. Everyone could see the ban coming. So from a mile off, they stopped playing it like months before the ban came.
Yeah,
and so that like it's not actually changed the way the game feels online very much. Because you weren't seeing a lot of World Tree before then anyway. Also because it's a nightmare to play in real life. It's an absolute nightmare of a deck to play in real life. Like, I suspect the best deck for both player expression and actual power level is Ob. I'm not playing Ob deck. I'm not playing a paper Ob deck. That's what... At Nationals, no.
That's what sickos do.
Like, I will run out of RAM halfway through game one. It won't work.
I think your problem, Jessica, is being too good at it. Like, if you're certain you're going to crash out quite early, then like it's not so much of a problem.
That's fair. Don't give me my...
Speaking as someone who's played Ob to 100% of the tournaments that they played in, I feel I have some authority on the matter.
I can take my PE, and the good thing about my PE is that if I do really badly, I can sort of just blame it on like some weird combination of, oh, the Yomi didn't really work out that day, and I can still pretend to be a genius. If I do really well, then maybe I am a genius. Who knows, right? What if I keep doing really well with it, Dave? What if I keep doing really well with this?
I mean, I think it would be glorious if
strangely well with trap decks that shouldn't work.
It's possible. Like it's so like the dynamics of the game are based on like in terms of its inception are based on poker, aren't they? And there's a certain amount of anticipation and. This is going to sound really like I'm negging you, but I'm not. Like there's the sort of rock paper scissors dynamic where A thinks B is going to do X, but B knows that A thinks B is going to do X, so B does Y instead. That kind of thing. Like I think there is, and we've spoken lots about the potential for that in person. Like I think there's that is something you can game. Like that's a gameable aspect of the game, if you will.
The weird thing about it is that it initially feels like it's random, and then people play it like it's random. And then if you play it like 1,000 times, you start to realize it's the stuff other people think they're doing that they think is random isn't random.
Yeah.
And you predict their play patterns that they think are random.
Yeah.
And so, like, actually, if if anyone's watching this and they go up against me at nationals and I'm playing PE, roll a dice, babe. Like,
Yeah, you heard it here
that's
first.
the one thing I hate
Yeah,
is if you roll the dice, because
um,
I have put some thought into it. I promise
yeah.
you.
There was a wonderful comment on one of Andre's NAM PC replay videos where the the, the they were doing HQ accesses and had more than 6 cards in hand, I assume, because they were rolling 2 dice and summing them to choose the card. And the commentator said, "This is it's not actually random. Like you have a normalized distribution as opposed to a flat distribution, right? When you roll 2 dice and sum them."
Yes, that's
Yeah,
true.
which I just completely loved everything about that. The fact that somebody was like so indignant at this poor randomization, but also just the prospect that actually there would be some disadvantage to doing that, like that actually, potentially a very clever opponent could recognize this and like put their agendas there outside of their hand when they did the card fan.
You don't have to win a side game, don't you, Dave?
Jessica, we've already established live on stream that I thought for quite a while it was side game. So, like, let's assume that's the level of my knowledge and work.
Here's how you win the side game.
Tell me.
You roll a dice, and then you assume that having seen that you've rolled a dice, they will pay 0 because they've are assuming that you're. So you now know what they're going to pay.
Yeah.
And you do whatever would be, whether you want to match them or not match them, you now know the thing that they are logically going to do. Yeah. Ignore the dice. Pretend that you're following the dice. Roll the dice.
Yeah.
Then they'll game you out, and then you'll game them out. Yeah.
That's the glorious. We both love this game, Jessica. We should be playing it.
Yeah, I love that we like sort of slagged it off for 10 minutes, and then like the moment we started talking about any of the mechanics.
Yeah, it's really good.
I'm like, it's really hey, good. Here's a cool thing you can do. You can't do it in any other game. Yeah.
Cool. Now let's not play it. let's play it.
Yeah, let's play Arkham Horror.
I wanted to very, very briefly address a little bit of Arkham news that we've had, which is let me readjust us. We've had the new expansion announced.
Tell me exactly 3 things about it.
It's called the Ground City, but that's not one of the things. Let me here we go.
I might count it as one of your 3, Dave. If you say 3. And I said exactly 3 as well. I feel like I'm going to lose.
Okay. It's called
space. I don't hold you to it.
It's called the Drowned City. It is the one that features Cthulhu.
I've heard of him.
Haven't you? Yeah, that big guy.
Cthulhu from the.
Actually, oh my God. I'm assuming Cthulhu's gender. I don't know. That big one.
I think it's such a dangerous thing to do.
And
gender is beyond your comprehension, Dave.
It's true. Thing number 3. There's so many things I could pick out. They have a new Guardian investigator who only has one hand.
Oh, like mechanically and
thematically.
And thematically.
1 fewer hand slots. You can see a pinned up sleeve there.
Cool. And what else does she do?
Oh, you only wanted 3 things, Jessica. I can't possibly.
Well,
I can't say a single thing more. She plays events. When you play an event, you get to draw a card and play another event. That's what she does. Yeah, she seems cool. they're trailing some shake up in the game that might, people are speculating, might involve narrative consistency between and beyond campaigns, or it might be some shake up in the distribution model in some way. I think we'll find out some more info about that in due course. But it's exciting. Lots of people are covering it. If anyone is watching this and wants some good coverage, Drawn to the Flame just had a nice podcast overview. Other content creators are out there talking about it. So we're not really going to today. We're going to play our Edge of the Earth campaign. But first, Jessica, you need to spend some XP.
I need to spend exactly 1 XP,
Yeah.
you've told me.
Yeah.
You have... I'm going to be real with you, Dave. This is my least favourite part of the game.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that because it's hard to decide?
It's hard to decide, and it feels like there's an infinite... I know there's a finite number of options, but it doesn't feel like there's a finite number of options. And I don't... Like... As far as you have brought me on this journey, Dave,
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know the card pool very well.
Yeah.
I think it's... How big is this card pool, Dave?
I think there's about 1,000 cards in the pool now. I think coming up to something in that region. There are a lot. There really are a lot. It's overwhelming. It's if you, with the amount of contact that you have with the game, felt that you knew the card pool, I'd say you probably were kidding yourself.
Yeah, like I know the card pool for a couple of, like I kind of know Stella's card pool broadly, or I know her staples.
Yeah.
But even then, like I'm playing a slightly off Stella deck with some odd choices in it. I've seen people play more like this is the absolute best Stella deck you can play. At which point, the game. At which point, I sort of feel like, why begin the game? You have won already, friend.
Yeah.
Because she can just be busted good, and like I've been happy playing her because I'm not like when I started, certainly I wasn't a high enough skill level for her to be busted good. But like I've seen her played in such a busted good fashion that it just made like it trivialized entire scenarios. Like just her power alone. Yeah, I sort of know her couple.
Yeah. Should I make some suggestions from this list?
Please do, because otherwise I'll be lost forever.
If I were you, I would take either a Test of Will or Alter Fate. Both of them are treachery mitigation. Alter Fate works on treacheries that are in play. Test of Will works on treacheries that are drawn. And as the difficulty in the campaign is ramping up, treacheries will cause us more and more trouble. So treachery.
Which is the one that works on the ones that are drawn?
A Test of Will. At level 1, which is what this is, it's an exile card. So you play it and then it leaves your deck and you need to buy it again with XP. So it's a once and done card, but it's very powerful. It's like investigator at your location and you just cancel it. So it's like any treachery does not occur.
Yes, I will take that straight away. I think that sounds like a great idea. And this is the bit that I hate, then what you can't.
Yeah, that is really hard.
At least in Netrunner, I'm allowed to play a 52 card deck that's really inconsistent if I want to. In here, they're not even like, okay, put a couple of extra weaknesses in, you'll be fine. Remember what old Keyring does?
Old Keyring is your investigate help. I would not cut that.
Yeah, I think you're right. Rabbit's Foot is
Your
extremely good.
yeah,
Scavenger. Promise they're all really good, Dave.
they are. Yes, I don't know how much you're using Act of Desperation. It's a good card.
Literally never. I wanted to for the whole game, but literally not one time. I put it in as like a joke fun card that would be so fun to use if I ever got to.
Yeah.
And I guess we're now desperate enough to cut it. So
It
if I
is a really good card. It's a much better card if you have expensive assets in your deck, and you don't. Your assets cost 2 or 1, I think, almost all of them.
just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I put it in there because I thought it was funny, which means that if we're looking for a card to take out, it is clearly the first order optimal strategy to remove the card that I put in there as a joke.
Are you comfortable with that? I don't like. I think
Like, you can hear from my voice how I feel about it, Dave. Just resigned to the reality of the
cut
situation.
emergency cash then. Your deck runs really rich.
Yeah, actually, yeah. No, thank you. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do that. I feel much better about that.
Yeah, let's do that. Because you've got the drawing thin engine. You're not spending very much. Like Granny Orn and the cats are the only expensive things really that you have.
If I kill like Shoggoth or something by throwing an old keyring at his face, I like that will be the highlight of the entire campaign for me, Dave.
I have so in one of the other campaigns I'm playing at the moment, I am playing Carson Sinclair, the butler. Have I talked to you about him? Have you come across him? He's oh my god, he's amazing. He's so good. He is a multiplayer only investigator, and his ability is that he can donate his actions to other players in his location. So instead of him taking action, another player takes an action, and he gets one free action per turn to donate. So it's 4 actions a turn, and mostly he doesn't do stuff, he does them for other people. But the real power of him is that those actions that he's donating are taken out of turn sequence. So it's really fun because like you all get together and you're like, how can we wreck the game by like getting one over on it when you do something, then you do something again. He's really fun. And it's really nice because he got like quite heavily slated when he was released because his stats were all 2s, and people were a bit salty about the fact that you couldn't play him in solo. But he's an absolute blast. But I'm playing a Carson Sinclair deck where I'm intentionally trying to make him good enough that he can actually do stuff himself. So I've got an Act of Desperation deck where he's got big machine guns for shooting people, and then he throws them at people and gets the money back for them.
That is great.
Yeah, and then maybe he gets the gun back as well. It's a lot of fun.
I think. Are you about to add a card to your deck, Dave?
I'm just going to say what. Oh look, that's not right.
Because I was thinking I might quickly run and grab myself a drink. That's okay.
That's absolutely fine. I am just going to say what Well, tell you what. Why don't I say what I added, which was I upgraded Azure Flame from level 3 to level 5, and I upgraded Ward of Protection from level 0 to level 2. And while you go and get a drink, I will pop into TTS and I will start to get those cards.
Fantastic. And I will see you in a moment.
Right. Okay. Looks like I'm already in the right place, so that's good. Just going to get my head where it ought to be. Okay, and so I need to get some cards. Let's go and search for them. So what was it? Level 2 water protection and level 3 azure flame. Okay, that's level 5 water protection, which we don't want. There's level 2. There are some people in the community who think that the level 5 versions of spells are a bit off because they have quite savage downsides. And whilst I like and respect many of those people, they are wrong and cowards. You should definitely run them. Nothing will go wrong, it will be fine. Hopefully, which we'll demonstrate during this playthrough. Now, what did we get Jessica to get? It was a test of will, wasn't it? Test of will level 1. So let's do this over here. You wish TTS didn't do that rotate thing when you drag stuff along. Anyway, that goes there. And she was... What's she going to do? Is that just a single card there? Okay. She was going to get rid of emergency cash. Let's do that now. So go straight in there. Oh yeah, that is working. Okay. Get our companions over here. So I think we've only got 4 of these brave companions left. Why are you doing that? There we go. In the other campaign I'm running, as well as having Big Guns Castle.
He's back.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
I was just telling everyone at home that in the other campaign I'm running, I have Annie the Wonder Dog, and
yes,
I just felt a little bit sad seeing it.
Such a good boy.
Just the best, the absolute best of all the dogs ever invented. Cool. I think I've just done your upgrades and put them in your deck.
Oh, that's brilliant, Dave. Thank you.
And I'll just do mine. Would you like to start reading the intro text while I finish doing this? I'll come and join you over there in a moment.
Yes, I just need to remember how to use Arkham Tabletop Simulator.
Fair enough.
How do I make a thing big, Dave? How do I make it big? How do I make it big?
Press Alt. Press Alt.
Thank you. Now, I'm starting to get to the point where I need glasses, so give me a minute, because I've not yet begun that process. Scenario. Interlude. Gaze into madness. Find each... yeah, that's what I'm reading. Find each surviving expedition member, including those currently under an investigator's control, who do not have a check mark drawn next to their name in the expedition team section of the campaign log, and choose one of them at random. If there are no such expedition members, skip the rest of this interlude.
Yeah, so there are 4 of them left. One of them is Avery Claypool.
Okay.
So we've got James Cookie Fredericks, Amy Kensler, Avery Claypool, and Takada Hiroko. And I will now randomize them and pick one. It is Dr. Amy Kensler.
Okay, let me find her little section. hang on, I just keep reading.
Yeah.
Sorry. What's that with me tonight? You don't notice the effect of the whispers have on your party until it's too late. Your companion is not just studying the wall, they're leaning against it, placing their ear upon it, their eyes glazed over with a rapturous stupor. When they reach the door, they either do not notice or choose to pointedly ignore the dribble of hideous miasma that seeps between its cracks, the thick grey mist that threatens to engulf them whole. You shout a warning just as the door opens, and to know enough to look away just the moment the miasma reaches out. What it is that your teammate sees, you'll never truly know. You catch only a glimpse of the unspeakable the unspeakable bottomless misery that dwells on the other side. And then our victim isn't Danforth, is it?
No, it's not.
Somewhere else.
It's Kensler. Kensler,
Yeah.
our team leader.
Oh dear. Your companion stands petrified in the doorway, whether by sheer terror or compelled by some unknown force. You cannot tell.
Tell you what, Jessica.
What, Dave?
Is this really... I think this isn't the right place. Yeah, this is an interlude in City of the Elder Things. I think we might have already bumped somebody off at this stage. Because we're somewhere else.
Okay.
We're there.
Cool.
Yeah. Hooray! Kensler isn't dead.
Take care, everyone.
Surprise!
Scenario 4, The Heart of Madness. As you read the scenario introduction, I'm sorry, I definitely need glasses, Dave. This is just too much.
Would you like me to do
I think
it?
also, yeah, if you would actually,
Yeah.
it's
if
just so I can't make writing like a it's a bit of a struggle for me.
As you read the scenario introduction, check the campaign log and read any passage that corresponds to your situation. The next day, you plumb deeper into the caverns and pits below the icy icy crust of Antarctica. You pass under great archways of obsidian and primordial slate, through ornately carven corridors and enormous, many-pillared halls, down into unknowable and unfathomable depths. If Dr. Amy Kensler is alive, which we've just established she is. The team's leader pulls the group together for one last round of encouragement as you leave the relative safety of the surface behind. All right, everyone, I know these conditions are not ideal, Dr. Kensler begins, but we are close, so very close, to getting answers, to making all of this effort, all of this madness worth something. Just a little further, and we will know the truth. She sighs. This has been rough on all of us, but please, bear with me a little while longer. I promise you, it will be worth it. Despite the otherwise grim mood, there is a murmuring of agreement among the survivors. You're not about to back down now. The investigators suffer no ill effects. This is going to be fun. If the investigators scouted the forked passage, I have no idea whether we did this.
I don't recall doing so.
Okay, I'm going to roll a dice, and that dice will determine whether we did or not. Or I'm going to flip a coin if they've got one. Let's see.
I think that's very generous to us, so I don't think that we did it.
You don't think we did it? Okay, let's say we didn't. Let's say we didn't.
Okay.
That's fine. Okay, so eventually you come to a fork in the cavern. To your left, the tunnel forks into a smaller icy path with a steeper and more dangerous incline. To your right, the ramp simply continues onward without much change. With no other information to go off, you choose the larger of the two paths. It continues to fork along the way, taking you down a circuitous, lengthy route. You end up deeper within the caverns, though you're no longer sure how to get back. The investigators suffer no ill effects. If Danforth is alive, is he though?
Is he?
Let's see who the other three are.
Danforth. I feel like when we lost people, it really did. I felt very affected by it in the moment. I also feel like we have actually been playing this campaign for over a year at this point.
It is well over.
Time heals all wounds is my point.
So Danforth is not alive. As you cross under the final archway, you begin to question the truth of this place. You thought it to be a natural cavern at first, but now it is clear the Elder Things or some other primeval alien force had a hand in its design. Or are you going about this all wrong? Perhaps they're not the ones cast from afar, intruders upon your home. Perhaps Antarctica, indeed the Earth, was never meant for you or any of your kind. The truth of humanity's insignificance rattles you to the core. Each investigator suffers one mental trauma.
Oh, cliff puffs. Okay. I feel. Can I avoid that having already made my peace with that in real life? Is that allowed? Or.
I don't think so, no.
I've made my peace with mankind's insignificance in the grand cosmic scheme of things. I just feel like I shouldn't have to take mental trauma.
I'm going to leave it up to your honesty. If miasmic crystal
I would take the trauma.
is listed under supplies recovered, so that it would be in one of our decks if it is. Do you want to have a look and see if we've got a miasmic crystal anywhere?
I'm pretty certain I do, because I think I got it.
Yeah, I think I don't, so I hope you do.
So if we have it, it's in one of our decks, right?
Yes.
No, I'm thinking of mineral specimen.
You've got a mineral specimen. Okay, Noel's got a miasmic crystal. Let's see what happens to us then. The darkness beyond is oh god, it's like the abyss. I can see it was at the bottom here already. At the bottom of the ocean, your torches and lanterns reach only a few feet ahead before their light is swallowed by black. Coupled with the intense pressure and biting cold, you feel as though the weight of the entire world looms over you. It is a journey of unparalleled dread. Add 1 chaos frost token to the chaos bag.
Do you know where I think we would have gotten that miasmatic crystal, Dave?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember really, 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 really early on in the game? And you were absolutely like badgering me to go and like investigate these crystal caverns. And I was like, we don't have time for the crystal caverns.
I do remember, yes, Jessica, I do.
I think this is the payoff. This is where you were proved to be right.
I suspect I'm absolutely going to take the L on this one. Is it the L? No, it's the W, isn't it?
No, it's the W. You get the W.
I'm taking the W, yeah.
I'm owning up. So like, yeah. I was like, who cares what's in there? We don't have time. We have to get out of here.
Well, we'll know next time. Finally, at the end of this vast chamber, you come to a nexus within the dormant structure. A sealed gateway of immense size, emblazoned with the same 5 glyphs, along with a series of interlocking mechanisms. Channels and grooves mark a path from the door's surface back to each of the 5 glyphs. Beyond the gate, you hear a familiar churning, the bubbling and frothing of miasma, and the seething of hateful mist. It is beyond this door, one of your party says, and you cannot help but agree. You can feel its presence, or rather, you have felt its presence all along, ever since you set foot on Antarctica. Only now its call is impossible to ignore. It whispers faintly to you. Along the surface of your mind, visions play out, your wildest dreams and most joyful moments, your darkest desires and hardest struggles. It is a mirage. The mirage. Your darkest desires, no, I've just read that already, sealed behind this door, likely for eons upon end, watched over, or perhaps even harnessed by those who came before you. But it is escaping, bit by bit. The creatures you have encountered and fought are evidence of that. The Elder Things know it is breaking free too. They built this place, and now it is abandoned. The investigators must decide. Stay here and study the door to learn more. You will play both parts of this scenario. Proceed to the Heart of Madness Part 1. There is no time to waste. Pass through the gate. You'll skip the first part of the scenario. Skip directly to the Heart of Madness Part 2. So actually we get a choice here. I have said that we will play Heart of Madness Part 1.
I was definitely up for playing both parts.
Peter from Drawn to the Flame once remarked to me, there's a lot of choices in this campaign, but they do all boil down to, do you want to play Arkham Horror the card game, more or less? And we're going to go for more today. You decide to study the doorway, Heart of Madness Part 1, and the many paths that diverge from this vast tunnel in the hopes that you can discover a way to stop the entity on the other side from escaping. You believe that the technology used to seal this door is somehow related to these 5 glyphs. Perhaps if you explore the surrounding area, You can find the missing pieces. Proceed to set up. So we choose a companion each. So this is the traditional game of which of us will take Avery Claypool.
I feel like you've got an intuitive sense of when to use Avery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you've got the most practice with him at this point, and I think you've been using him well. You seem to usually get through pretty much exactly the number of frost. We don't have any left over at the end, which I think would be a bad thing if we did.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah, I think you have a good intuitive sense of when to use that ability.
I will take Avery Claypool then.
Then who else we have? Who's upgraded? Not upgraded people die.
I think some of the deaths upgraded people cannot die. This last one that we just seemed to read twice didn't seem to be the case, but Cookie and Kensler are both resolute, so upgraded. Takada is not.
Okay, yes. Sorry, Susie. I love you very much. You can't be on my lap right now.
I'm just going to close the curtain. I'll be back in a moment.
So who do you think's better here?
Who do I think's better?
I think I'm slightly worse at investigating than I am at fighting, but I don't know if that's true.
I think if anything, it's the other way around. I would be happy if one of us had Cookie with us.
Okay, I'll take Cookie.
So we are all the locations are shuffled, and there's a sort of spoke pattern going on here, and spoke and ring, and you can see all the connections. I'm just checking. The Takeda Lees get shuffled, the counter deck gets shuffled, and then we're ready to go. So we've got the spoken ring situation going on, and we start in the middle here. The Gate of Yukar, which is a primordial seal apparently, and the agenda says the following: the beating heart. Agenda 1A. 5 darkened paths lead away from. Oh, you've just put your hand in front of what I'm reading, Jessica, I'm afraid.
That's okay.
That's okay. Lead away from the gateway through icy caverns and down vaulted corridors of smooth black stone. Quiet dread fills the ancient dormant structure. Forced. If 2 or more activated seals are controlled by investigators at the same location, the latent energy stored within the seals fuses together, and the ensuing chain reaction sets off an electrostatic detonation that destroys all life on Earth. Resolution 3. So we do not put the activated seals together. I believe that act is known in the community as crossing the streams. Act 1A, Dormancy. You have decided to explore the rest of the antediluvian complex in order to find the devices that fit this strange doorway. Objective: if an activated seal is placed on the gate of your car, advance. Okay, there are 2 cards in the Act deck and 3 in the Agenda deck, and the Agenda has 5 Doom Threshold. And the gate of your car has action. Place an activated seal you control on the gate of your car. And it also has a resign action. You retreat, hoping you've done enough to seal away whatever lies beyond the gate. If you control 1 or more seals, you retain control of them. And then all of the other locations have ancient facility on them. And a Lovecraft quote that I won't read out. We start.
I believe the TLDR of this situation to be that we are looking for these activated seals, and we want to fan out, try and find them, bring them back to the middle. Never bring two of them to the same place at the same time because it will destroy the world. But if we can bring them one at a time to the middle, we can win the summary.
That's correct, but it's when they're activated that we can't ever have them in the same place at the same time.
Okay, so we might find them. We might well find them unactivated.
We might well find them unactivated. Yes.
That seems reasonable.
Just doing my mulligan, which is
okay. Even drawn out.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty decent starting hand for me, I think. The only thing I don't have is something to discard for my lovely boy, but hopefully that will come in time. Or any money. But,
I get to discard Tequila that I draw as part of my opening hand, right?
Weaknesses get shuffled back into your deck.
Yeah.
So, and that's separate from the mulligan. So put them to one side, draw to replace them, and then do your mulligan. And then if you draw any in...
Cool. I've drawn 3 in a row. I drew one in my opening hand. I've replaced twice now, and they've both been weaknesses. Okay, cool. Now I finally have an opening hand that I can make choices about. I probably don't need 2 of those in my opening hand.
Hierophant goes straight into play.
These are both good, but I don't need both of them. I definitely don't need both of them. So I'll put the flashlight as the lesser two of these back. I think just because I've not drawn any of my combo pieces, I'm going to put... I know Alter Fate's really good, but I'm going to put it back because I want to draw combo pieces.
Yep, it's really good, but you don't need it. You need it when there's treacheries on the board, not when you're setting up.
It's really hard. It says a lot about my deck that I've had to do this quite so much. Okay. Well, I have a flashlight anyway. And I have active desperation. So, cool.
Should we start playing?
Sure.
I have quite a clear idea of what my starting turn will be. If you're up for me going first.
I don't have any idea of what my starting turn will be, so please do go first.
Cool. I'll play Showmanship for 1. I will play Clairvoyance for 4. And I will use Clairvoyance to investigate our location. I am 7 versus 1. There are 2 clues on, aren't there? Yeah. So I'm hopeful of my chances. I draw a Frost token. And a 0. That's a pass. 2 clues. And that's my turn.
I think I'm going to go someplace.
You should.
Start moving around.
Yeah. 2 clues have randomly appeared there again. They shouldn't have. I'll throw them away.
Yeah, I didn't think they should have either.
Yeah,
I'm going to go.
Yeah, we want to basically explore.
Library of Coasts. If you control the seal with that symbol, test 3 book. If you succeed, investigators at Library of Coasts spend 1 clue per investigator as a group to activate the seal with that symbol. Then look at the revealed side of each unrevealed location on the same ring as Library of Coasts.
I'm going to get the seal.
Okay.
so you can see what they look like. So there's a fishhook type thing. There's one with a bunch of grapes on top. There's an evil eye. You can think up the names for the last two.
Let's have a look. Really old fork that you probably should have thrown away by now.
Yeah.
And what's this one? This one is
Two chicken nuggets.
Yeah, 2 chicken nuggets. That's it. That's what it is.
Okay, so the Library of Quoss is the place where we activate the 2 chicken nuggets.
Cool. I don't feel like I'm in a good position to do very much in the Library of Quoss. Its shroud is 5.
Yeah.
And that's just not a number that I can deal with. So I think I'm going to go deeper if that's all right.
Go for it, yeah. Maybe I should not have used that. Anyway, don't worry about that.
Okay.
Subnautical Sprawl.
Subnautical Sprawl has lots of clues. 2 per investigator.
Yeah.
But Frost tokens are really bad. So it's a shame that I'm here rather than you, but it's at least a location I can investigate.
Yeah.
What would my investigation look like right now? Not great still. I think I'd be 3 versus 1 here. +2 isn't bad.
If you use your flashlight,
I'd have to plan my third action installing my flashlight, and also I wouldn't install my flashlight. I'd install my old keyring instead because it's the same.
That's true.
It's the same pattern.
Yeah.
And in fact, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay. Yeah.
I should.
Yeah, that's right.
Start with 5.
Okay, no enemies on the board.
Not sure I had any physical trauma, so I'm going to get rid of that.
Okay. Do you think you had some mental trauma?
We picked up one from the thing.
You should have one from just now. I just wonder whether you had one before.
I think I had one before.
Okay.
That's just gut feeling.
Okay. Cool. Let's go with that. I have got the cursed cup for us to drink from later, so that would be nice. I'll sort this out. Upkeep phase.
Upkeep phase. She's still living in an upkeep phase.
And then the Mythos phase, 1 doom of 5. I think you're the lead investigator. There's your token. Do you want to draw an encounter card?
I do.
Ooh, that's an annoying one.
Miasmatic Torment. If you control a partner asset, exhaust them and attach Miasmatic Torment. Okay, so this is going to make our good friend Cookie useless. Or indeed make him slowly die. Unless I test to get rid of it, which I will next time. Okay. Over to you.
I have drawn Nightmarish Vapors. I must either lose 2 actions or shuffle the top 2 cards of the Tikilili deck into my deck without looking at it. I'm just going to see how many cards I've got, how many Tikililis I've got in here. I will shuffle it after, but I just want to check. Okay, I've got 2 in there. I think I can afford to shuffle 2 more in. What's 2 Tikilili?
I think it comes down to like. See it as like losing a card drawer at some point.
Yeah, maybe that's actually it's definitely worse. Yeah, okay, and I'll lose 2 actions. I'll lose 2 actions. which no one
I,
likes to
I
do.
it hurts, but like we're not. It's not going to kill you right now.
Yeah. Okay, can I take my one action now?
Sure.
I'm going to move into this ancient facility here. Cool. If you control the evil eye seal, test 3 combat. If you succeed, investigators at geothermal vents spend 1 clue per investigator as a group to activate the evil eye seal. Then remove 1 frost token from the chaos bag. Ooh.
Love to. Yes, please.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Let's do that.
Cool. Do you want to take your turn?
Yes, I'm just working out what's the most effective way to take my turn. I've got no clue acceleration. That's one of the nasty things about this deck. So I probably want to spend. I think I'm going to go investigate, get rid of this miasmatic torment. And there's probably a third investigate in there because one of them probably might fail.
Okay.
Although, do I even need to investigate here at a +2? Do I want to use my old keyring on a place where I could be? I mean, it makes it like functionally a definite win. But is that how I want to use my old keyring on a place where like I'm actually pretty likely to succeed anyway?
Because you're evens.
No, I'm not pretty likely to succeed, am I? Because there's 7 frost tokens in the bag.
I think you're very unlikely to succeed. I guess I would say that if you're investigating and each action is getting you 1 clue, until you fail a test, you don't really have a strong motivation to put any extra resources in to succeed, right? You fail a test, doesn't matter, you just get another action.
Yeah.
You could also take the view that once you get set up, failing tests will be really brilliant as opposed to meh. And you could just draw some cards or go and explore.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe I need to just draw cards. Like, yeah, I think I should draw a card, Dave.
Do it.
A card. Collected works of Poe. What do you do again?
It gets rid of the Killer Lee cards.
I might, Dave. I really might. There's so many in my deck, Dave.
Yeah, go ahead. Don't forget the Miasmic Torment is all I would say.
Okay, let me get this on the board, and then I'll have a go at Miasmatic Torment this. Do I want to do those things the other way around? Hang on. No, I don't want to do those things the other way around because I'll get bonuses. I'll get quick learn bonuses on my third action.
Yes.
So this guy goes in my hand. Okay, let's. I guess I'll be testing willpower because I'm a 3 on that. And quick learner reduces this to a 1. So I'm +2, right?
Yes, and you also have a lucky in hand.
I also have lucky in hand. Well,
you just got lucky anyway.
Who needs it? Why be lucky when you can be good?
Yeah.
It's not what I meant to, is it? There you go. And off you fuck. And that was my turn.
Cool. Let's have a mythos phase. They're always nice.
Let's do an upkeep phase first, please.
That's what I meant.
Oh. Hiya. Okay. I lose 2 resources. I'm also pretty certain I forgot to pay for collected works of art.
I think you did, yeah. Now we have a mythos phase. We go to 2 Doom or 5. You draw an encounter card whenever you're ready.
Locked door. Oh dear. Attached to the location with the most clues and without locked door attached, which is going to be where I am, right?
Yes.
And then I've got to either break it down or lockpick it to get through the locked door.
Or ignore it.
Neither of which are things that I'm very good at.
Or just walk away and leave it there. There's lots
Yeah,
of clues.
I think that's almost certainly what I'm going to do. I feel a little bit like I'm waiting for the cards to come.
Cool. I drew an electrostatic discharge. Each investigator at the same location as the seal takes 1 horror and 1 damage if that seal is activated. So that does nothing, but it's a surge. So it surges into roots of the earth. Test 2 agility. This test gets +1 difficulty for each location away from the gate of your car you are. If you fail, take 2 damage. So that's a 3 difficulty test, and I am almost certainly going to take 2 damage, but I'm just going to live with that. There's a frost token. Okay. It's -3, so 2 damage.
Oof.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Do you have ideas for what to do with your turn?
Yeah, some.
I think your turn's going to be more interesting than mine, so I think you should go for it.
Okay, cool. I will spend the charge. I'll use clairvoyance to investigate the geothermal vent. So that's a 7 versus 4. That's a success. I get 2 clues. And then I'll move to this location. Sculptured crypt. Forced. After sculptured crypt is revealed, place the dormant 2 chicken nugget seal on it. Test 2 intellect to decipher the alien script. If you succeed, investigators at sculptured crypt may spend 1 clue per investigator as a group for you to take control of the seal on it. So yeah, the shape of the task ahead of us is coming into focus. 2 clues to take control of a seal. 2 clues to activate it with tests to be passed, and then take it and pop it on the gate.
Cool.
And we can actually do this one if we can pass the tests. Because we've got 4 clues. I don't fancy my chances trying to pass that test right now. But if you fancied having a pop at doing those.
I just realized we can move around these circles as well. We don't have to go all the way.
So this
I'm actually 1 location away from you.
Yeah. I'm going to keep moving because I don't think I'm in a position to pass an intellect test at the moment. So I'm just going to go to the this location. Oh no! Come back! Come back!
I mean, I won't have the clues. Yeah. So if you leave, we can't do it. But that's by the way. So you've moved.
Do you want?
You flip the card, Dave.
I have flipped the card. Yeah. I'll go to it. I'm just trying to use up my clairvoyance. I'm just a bit keen to do that and get my boy on the table. This is the vaulted corridor. It's absolutely insistent that it wants to sit here. It's shroud 3, 2 clues. Choose another vaulted corridor and test agility X. X is the number of locations away that the vaulted corridor is from this one. If you succeed, move there. So we've got a quick travel that neither of us is in a great position to take advantage of because it's agility test, but there it is. Okay, and that's just going to really annoy me for the rest of the time we play that it's now not in the right place, but we both know where it is. Okay, that's my turn.
Okay. So I don't think there's anything useful I can do at this location. I suspect I'm, until I start drawing into my combo at least, going to use one collected works of Poe per turn as a draw.
Mm-hmm.
Probably is my first action because that's the like. I'm going to move first because move gives me information. I think move gives me more information than the card draw would. So I guess I'll move to the outer ring.
Yeah.
Like I think my method of searching is move all the way out, move around one, move all the way in, move all the way out, move around one, move all the way in. That's how I'm going to do it, unless something until there looks like there's a smarter course of action.
Yeah, I mean, in this, yeah, let's not get too far separated. Maybe let's both do that and then try and converge on the sculptured crypt.
Well, okay. Should I still move to the sanctum facility?
Yeah.
At the top?
Why not? Do it.
Oh. Action 1. So it's another vaulted corridor.
Oh.
This is the worst place they could be, right?
Well, I mean, I've got an agility of 2. You've got an agility of 4. If they're a bit further apart, it would be better for you. This is a single free move that I can make fit and have some chance of passing. It would be better if they're further apart.
Yeah, what I mean is like being one location away from each other is the worst.
It's better if there's an option to like teleport across the whole map. That's for sure.
I wouldn't be the worst at clue gathering here. I'd also be like kind of mediocre at it. I'm definitely going to use my collected works of Poe. So I get to look at the top 6 cards. Do you know if I just do it as a search, Dave?
Yeah, go for it.
There were none in the top 6.
Okay, so my reading of the card is that you still draw a card.
Yeah.
You shuffle your deck and you draw a card.
I shuffle my deck and then draw a card.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm without winging it then. There was a winging it on top of my deck, and I pulled it out. Oh, I dropped it here. And I'm actually fine with that.
Oh my.
Oh, I'm deeply fine with that. Yes, thank you. Let's have a bit of that. That's some.
You will never find a better thing hiding in a book of Edgar Allan Poe.
He's going straight on the board.
Yeah.
That's my third action. I've yet to do any stellar stuff. No stellar stuff has happened.
Oh. But on the other hand, you passed all your tests.
That's true. That is technically true, yeah. Some stellar stuff has happened because I've got quick learner.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have quick learner if I wasn't stellar.
Yeah. Let's do an upkeep phase. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, that's good.
There we go. Here we go, Dave.
Yeah.
It begins.
Great.
Rabbit foot.
Ah. It's imminently you're back on your bullshit. We're all glad to see it.
Yeah, I'm going back on my bullshit very quickly.
Cool. It's the Mythos phase. 3 dim and 5. And everybody draws an encounter card.
I'll go first.
Ooh.
Roots of the Earth. Test 2 evasion. This test gets +1 difficulty for each location away. Oh shit! Away from the gates of the car you are. If you fail, take 2 damage. Okay. I'm comfy with all of this, frankly. So it's actually a 5. Testing at 5. I'm already alright at evading. I've got a lucky. I don't care that much about the damage. I think let's just go. Right?
Yeah, do it.
What do you do, cultist?
-1. I like if there is a silver location or it's a missed pylon. I don't think either of those is true for your location. You're in a vaulted corridor.
If it was a missed token, it would be a -2, would it? Or
if it was a missed pylon,
if it was a frost token, sorry.
It's a -1, but then you draw another one.
Sure. I fail, right?
Yeah.
I could lucky my way out of this, but I think lucky's better spent on something that matters a bit more than taking 2 damage when I have 8 health.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not even going to put someone on you because if there's some effect that says that every member of my party takes 1 damage and you would die, so I'm going to take both of them myself.
Yeah, do it. Guess what I've drawn?
What's drawn?
I've drawn the Forgotten Shoggoth, which gives me Tekelili. Oh, hang on. Does it say draw the top card of the Tekelili deck? Oh, that's interesting. So it's not shuffle it into your deck. That's a bit less bad. The top card of the Tekelili deck says take 1 horror, which I will do. But
it's beefy, that guy.
Yeah.
You can be alright with that, babe.
No.
No, you're not.
I
just try and make my way over there and help.
I think you better, yeah, unfortunately.
Me and Cookie can come over. Me and Cookie come over.
Gang.
Yeah. Check you're alright.
Yeah, if
Lancashire hot.
Yeah, if Cookie comes and shoots it once, so it can't attack, then I think I can probably deal with it.
Cool, let's do that.
You can even use the
I'm only 1 location away.
You can use the fast move. Test 1 agility.
Yeah, it's a fast action, right? So,
yeah.
Yeah, and okay, cool. So I can, brilliant. I'll teleport to you. It's around. Okay, cool. I'll teleport to you and come and shoot the guy, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I've only got 4 sanity left, and so taking an attack of opportunity from something that does 2 horror and 1 damage is probably not the greatest of ideas.
So I don't want to shoot the guy with my first actual action,
Okay.
which means that I do want to install this Lucky Rabbit set.
Yes.
It's my first actual action. And it goes in the amulet slot.
Mhm.
And then I'm testing.
Costume agility.
So I've gotten this wrong. It's 4 against 1. So I need a -3 or worse to fail this test. Yes?
Yes. I think you need to spend a resource to... Oh, there we go. Spend a resource to...
Yes,
for
I
the
do.
rabbit's foot.
Cool. I'll come be with you.
Hey.
Got 2 actions there. This. How many times do you get shooting, Dave?
Hmm?
How many times do you get shooting?
How many times does it need shooting?
How many times do you need to shoot it for you?
Just once.
Mm-hmm.
Because then it cannot attack for the remainder of the round, so I can do whatever I like with it engaged with me. And it won't make any attacks of opportunity. It is non-elite, isn't it? Yeah. And this is
I'm
why...
not getting my. Sorry, I'm just thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thinking maths. Let's look at this guy. How good's his fight? His fight's 3. 6 versus 3 is already pretty good. If we did it as my final action, it would be 8 versus 3.
Yeah.
Which is almost unbeatable. I sort of don't see any reason not to do that, because if it fails, I can just do it again. Right?
That's true. That is true.
In which case, what is it I was actually going to do? I was going to use the collective works of play.
Yeah, do it.
I'd say thematically, I've run over here and then gone. Sorry, 1 minute. I'm just going to read this book.
It was the sound of the
It's just
telltale
so
heart.
good. Have you heard about this, Raven? It's got some amazing quotes. Okay, that can fuck off. That was a Tequila card. And then I draw 1 at random. Oh, that's a decent card to have. And then for my... Actually, it's not going to be an action. Because it's a free thing.
Oh, that's cool.
Although it does mean if this fails, I'll have to try and attack it in a different way. Which I can. I still got to attack it in good ways.
Yeah.
Um,
You could also engage it and have Anu evade it.
yeah.
Um,
So we're going to spend a cookie resource. An exhaust cookie. Do 8 versus 3. Hopefully not shoot.
Avery Claypool says, no,
Thank you, Dave.
you do still need to draw another one. Oh.
Dave.
You weren't supposed to put it back.
Okay. Okay, let's treat this as the first one I drew then.
So that's
Okay, now
Yep.
we need to work out whether the text on this works. Is there a seal at our location?
No. And it's not.
And it's not got like a misfire on.
So it's just a standard -1. You pass the test.
Yes.
Boom. Cool. So 1 damage on the Forgotten Troggoth.
Only 1 damage.
I think so. Yeah. There's no +1 there, is there? Yeah. But
Yeah,
he cannot attack the remainder of the round, which is what we wanted.
Cool. Thank you, Cookie.
Well done, Cookie.
You're a star.
Do you have any actions left?
No, she didn't fail anything.
Okay. I'll take my 10 then. So I
So
will.
we've got to get together. She's not failed once. Yeah.
Deary me. As your flame for 3 resources. Boom, boom, boom. And then I will use as your flame once. So it's a. Oh my goodness, that's an 8. This is the upgraded one. And then it's another 2, so it's 10 versus 3. I feel like something should have happened there and didn't. Okay, there's a tablet, which is bad, but I don't think -7 bad. It's -3 if you fail, draw the top card of the deck. I did not fail. And this goes up to 3 damage. And I will use Azure Flame again. Again, 10 versus 3. It's -2. Okay, that's 5 damage. Cool. And that's the end of my turn.
Cool.
It's the upkeep phase. But well, no, sorry, it's the enemy. Sorry, let's save this, Jessica. It's the enemy phase.
Okay.
Forgotten Troggoth, is there anything you would like to do? Ah, look, you can't do anything at all. Now we can have the upkeep phase.
Cool. I've got another one of my very good cards, but not one of my combo cards.
Oh, look at this. I've forgotten this was in my deck and it's so good. It's the red clock.
Exceptional, uses 0 charges. If forced, after your turn begins, either place 1 charge here or take all charges here as resources. Then it does a number of complicated things. Oh wow, it does a number of really cool complicated things.
Yeah, it ticks up, and every time it ticks up, something cool happens. You'll notice it's.
And then you take all the charge. Yeah, the cool thing happens when you take all the charge stuff, right?
No, it's every turn. So you put 1 on, and then you get +3 for your next skill test. Then next turn you put another 1 on, you get to move up to 2 times. And then the next turn you put another 1 on, and you take an extra action. And the next turn you take the 3 resources, and then you rinse and repeat. The other really good thing about the red clock is that it is in the accessory slot, so it's canonically it's worn around the neck like a member of Public Enemy, which I enjoy quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good clock. 10 out of 10 would red clock again.
It's reminded me of alarm clock in Netrunner.
Oh yeah.
Especially the fact it gives you an extra.
Oh yeah.
Although it's a bit more mechanically interesting, I think, than alarm clock.
Yeah. Cool. Let's go to the Mythos phase. 4D or 5.
Yeah, nowhere near like. Okay, sorry, Dave. Hang on.
Excuse me.
Hang on.
Anything you'd like to do now, Jessica?
Yes. I believe this is the time to play a test of will.
Are you sure? Because it might be the time to play Water Protection.
Do I have that in my hand?
No, I have that in my hand.
Okay. Like you have, we seem to be in broad. Isn't border protection?
An investigator at any location draws a
You take one
non-prestige.
horror.
Yeah.
I don't. This gets exiled. Yours doesn't. Those are the only differences.
Yeah. Any preference? I mean, it depends whether you, how much you want to be spending XP on this after this scenario.
We've already established that I find it difficult to work out what
you'd
spend
prefer
XP
to
on.
have something that you have to spend XP on. Okay, yeah,
I think
play a
it
test of
easy.
will. Yeah, do it.
Yeah, my only thing is like, and that's my one resource gone. But remember we were saying how rich this deck is usually.
Yeah.
If you don't draw the card that makes it really rich, it's not rich at all.
Well, that will come.
Okay, so that didn't happen.
Cool. And let's see what is going to happen to me. Primeval Terror. Test 2 willpower. This test gets +1 difficulty for each location away from the gate of your car you are. If you fail, take 2 horror. So I am 1. So that's 5 difficulty. I am going to commit a guts to this test. So I'm 7 versus 5. And that's a frost token. I'm going to say no. Avery Claypool. Just spin around there. Oh dear, that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Okay, I fail and I take 2 horror.
I'm sorry, Dave.
That's bad.
That
is really bad. I'm just going to look to see what my ally situation is. Yeah, my ally situation is Molly Maxwell, so I really need to draw Molly Maxwell or the...
Was that a test that you were like iffy about? Because if you've forgotten that I was at the same location as you and could have like helped out and stuff.
I was.
Or was it just one you just get really bad lucky?
No, I didn't get really unlucky. I was 2 up. I was 2 up on it after I committed guts to it. Which
okay.
That's not the comfortable zone. That's maybe sort of 60-30 kind of zone.
Oh, this gets exiled, doesn't it? This card, this just doesn't get.
It does get exiled, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm not going to let us wreck on that. I think if you'd forgotten that I was at your location and you were doing a hard test, I might have said, let's wreck on it.
Yeah.
Like, you were just...
It's fine. It's fine.
You're taking the odds, and you...
Yeah.
They were not forever in favor.
Yeah, I took the odds. I lost. Never mind. Let's move on. I think... Well...
You're quite close to dying.
I am quite close to dying, yeah. I would prefer not to. Avery Claypool can soak for me.
I think it's time to start soaking these people, frankly. We're towards the end.
Yeah. We should definitely try not to kill them.
Trying to kill them, obviously. But we've like completely resisted it up to this point, you know?
Yeah, now's the time. They're there. Sitting there with their fat sanity
like fuel to further our advance.
We've been having the shittest time in Antarctica that ever an expedition had, and we've been tiptoeing around them, catering to their whims, not trying to disturb them in any way, whilst we took all the hits. Yeah, they can definitely afford to soak a bit.
I mean, we've been keeping them for this time.
Yeah,
keeping them fat like lambs for the winter.
Yeah. Cool. Do we want? I feel we probably want to. What's the word? Save Cookie's armor. So I'm going to use Acid Flame Charge. Save Cookie's ammo. Another As Your Flame charge against the Forgotten Shoggoth. I
I've
have.
got them.
It's very hard to remember. Who are you? Yeah, so I'm at a 8 versus 3. It's a Frost Token. It's a cultist, which is a -1 because the conditions don't apply. So that's -2 in total. The Forgotten Shoggoth shuffles off this mortal coil, and that's it.
Did it only have 2 health? I thought I had like 6 health.
Well, that's before we flamed it. It went down in flames.
Blimey, that's a strong attack.
Yeah. That's one of the cards I just upgraded.
Cool.
Oh no! Look at this.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 2 damage. Plus 2 damage. Excuse me, I'm having my charge back. That boy went down in flames last turn with 2 hits.
Didn't it only have 1 damage on it, Dave? And 5 left to go. Am I being mad?
Last turn, you're forgetting. Last turn, I flamed it.
Okay, you flamed it last time.
So Cookie shot it, and then I had 3 actions, and I played As Your Flame, and then I used it twice. And
cool.
I had been doing 2 damage per hit, but actually it should have been 3 damage per hit.
Okay.
And yeah, there we go.
Fantastic. I'm glad that it's dead.
So I don't need to do any As You're Flaming. The real question is whether I I think I'll do a Clairvoyance. So that's puts me on lots. That's a pass, and I get both of these clues. And I think I'll probably draw a card with my last action and hope that it's one of the cards I need. It's not, but that's nice. Do you want to take your turn?
Yeah, there's no clues here, are there?
I just took them. Sorry if you had designs on them.
No, I'm working out what to do. I'm sort of still slightly in build my engine mode. I know I've got Rabbit's Foot out. Rabbit's Foot and Drawing Pin is the engine.
Mm-hmm.
That makes everything else possible. Are we still in the explore phase, or do we? I think we have a bit of a plan, but I don't have any clues to test this sculptured crypt with. You've got all the clues.
I've got all the clues. Yeah, I mean, I think if we know where all of the things are, we will have a clear idea. So if we fully explore the place, we'll have a clear idea of what tasks we have to complete. Don't forget as well that Anu can move you for free.
Cool. Well, if I want a second move, I'll do that.
Yeah.
I've got to use my first action for something.
Yeah. It's the Limestone Caverns, and we've got the Old Fork seal on there.
Mm-hmm.
Spend 2 clues, 1 clue per investigator, and 3 resources per investigator as a group to take control of the seal on the Limestone Caverns. Cool.
The resources are actually almost a harder problem right now, aren't they?
They are.
1 Venus.
Yeah. But that might change. In general terms, we should get rich towards the end of the scenario.
There's no clues here. Okay,
what I would suggest is if you go up to this, if you Anu up to this bit of the fork and you go down, then maybe we can look at both of these spokes and then maybe try and do the nugget seal and take things
so sort of head towards the middle.
Yeah, No,
Yeah.
what I'd suggest is you go over to the next spoke and go down, because you are a little more able to move than I am, maybe.
Maybe. I will and you. Oh,
Yeah.
no, I'm not. This is a normal action I've taken.
Okay. It's another subnautical sprawl. Exactly the same as before. So 4 clues, and first frost token is treated as a -3 instead of a -1.
Okay. I just have to accept the reality that I have no clear acceleration and start getting clues one by one. With my quick learner, I'm investigating at a 2 versus 0.
Do you mean your old keyring?
No, I mean my quick learner.
Oh, yes, you are. Yep, that's true.
Which means apart from double frost and auto fail, I win.
Yep.
Whatever happens, right?
Yep.
Let's do that then.
Do it.
And then I'm going to maybe move with Annie one location in, having just grabbed one clue off here. Okay. So
yeah,
to use Annie in this time.
There it is. No, that's a pass, isn't it? That's a pass.
The pass because it's
Difficulty 0.
-5, but
Yeah. Difficulty 0.
can't go below 0. So that is my first clear of the game.
Do you think we're gonna? How long are we gonna go through this scenario before Stella fails something?
I don't know. I'm like it's good. We're doing well.
Passing tests is how you win the game. I'm reliably informed.
But it's just there's some character developments happened with Stella.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do I just because it's then when you teleport over to the danger facility that's one down to uncover it, or do I stay here and collect more clues? What?
I
Here's
think
good.
I think with Anu, in between Anu and the red clock, we do, both of us do have some way of being sneaky with movement. So maybe it's fine to move on, and we want to see where everything is and then make a plan.
Cool. So you can control the whatever skill that is.
The fish hook.
The hook tip. Test agility 3.
Yeah.
If you see investigators at a protoplasmic pool, spend 1 clue group to activate that seal, then deal 2 damage to each enemy in play. We do not yet know where that seal is. No. There are, however, clues that are difficult to get here, which is kind of, it's a little bit my jam.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm very happy to take those risky tests once per turn, which may or may not pay off, because if they don't pay off, I get a card draw anyway, and it's free and all that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah. Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's my turn.
Cool. Upkeep phase. Oh, it's Lee. And I take a horror, which I think is going to be the first one, Avery Claypool. Sorry, Avery.
It's about time. He's been very chill about things.
Yeah, it's true. This Mythos phase is going to flip the agenda, and I wonder whether this is the point at which we call it for the night, Jessica.
Yeah, possibly. I actually have plenty of energy, but I think it's reasonable at 11 o'clock to not have plenty of energy.
Shall we do the Mythos phase and then call it there? So 5 June. or 5. Oh, yeah, here we go. A dark primordial energy seeps forth from the walls, the very same miasma that has haunted your every step throughout this doomed journey. You freeze in your tracks and back away. You've seen the kinds of hideous shapes it can take, the kinds of memories it conjures, foul and fair alike, but not everyone sees the mirage for what it truly is. Read Scenario Interlude, The Final Straw, in the campaign guide. I'm sure this is going to be good. Nothing bad can possibly happen. Are you ready? Let's go. Oh, there's all sorts of stuff going on there. Some rules about the seals. Does it have anything useful to say? We can pass them between us using an action if we want to. That's the useful information. Okay, scenario interlude. You instinctively act to defend yourself from the creature you know dwells on the other side of the illusion, but your companions do not seem to understand. Their mouths hang open, their eyes glaze over, reflecting only the truth the miasma wants them to see. Find each surviving expedition member, including those currently under an investigator's control, who do not have a check mark drawn next to their name in the expedition team, so it's still alive, and choose one of them at random. Okay, now's the time to get the dice out. No, not you. Not you.
I don't like surviving, including under our control, to be honest.
I know, I really don't. It could be very
I hate
bad.
it. I think losing either of these two people is like really bad.
Okay, I've got a 4-sided dice, which is, as everyone knows, the most cursed kind of dice you can get. Okay, so 1, it's Takada. 2, it's Kensler. 3,
I've only got 4 members of our team left.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. 4, it's 3, it's Claypool, and 4, it's Cookie. Okay.
Okay.
Go away. Okay. It's a 1.
Which is?
It's Takada. Okay, let's read what it says.
So not one of the ones who, sorry to be thrilled that, I'm assuming they die.
It's one of the, I think that's a likely assumption. Yeah. Dad? Takada says, her eyes wide. Tears flood her eyes as she drops her ice pick to the stone floor. Is it really you? But they told me you were. Her voice quivers. A tendril of miasma in the shape of a hand reaches out for her. If Elia Ashavek is still alive, Elia is not still alive. Otherwise, she reaches out and takes its hand. The entity pulls her into the mirage, into a world of counterfeit joy, and she is neither seen nor heard from ever again. Okay.
What's your feelings on counterfeit joy, Dave? I've found it to be all right, mostly.
I'll take it over counterfeit misery any day of the week.
Definitely. Yeah, counterfeit misery hits just as hard, I found.
Just say no to counterfeit misery. Right, let's get rid of this cursed D4. I went to actually, to be fair,
sure this government monopoly on joy is actually a good thing. That's my my stance.
Encounter cards, and then we'll call it.
Sure. Blasphemous visions. Shuffle the top card of the Tequila Lee deck into your deck without looking at it. Then put Blasphemous Visions into play in your threat area. Resolve the effects of each Tequila Lee weakness you draw an additional time. And then I can get rid of it with Willpower.
Oh boy.
Which I will do.
Oh boy.
I'll probably use Nanny on it.
I've drawn the giant albino penguin.
I've got. Oh no, Dave! You didn't tell me those were back.
I'm afraid so. Yeah.
God, they're awful. How are these the worst things in the whole game?
They're really bad. Do you remember how much it fucked us up in the City of the Elder Things? Like, do you remember we had like a sort of 10-minute brain melt where we're like, is there any way that we can escape from these cursed pigeons? Fucking penguins, even.
That's the worst part of it, right? Like, you fought all of these like shoggoths and other unspeakable cosmic horrors and defeated them and feel good about yourself because of that. A fucking penguin comes along and you can't handle it.
Yeah.
And it makes you really question your sense of self-worth
Yeah.
as an Arkham player and human.
I do quite enjoy that Lovecraft noted racist and dickhead. Like the most horrifying thing he can possibly like dream up in Antarctica is a giant white penguin, not a normal penguin, a white one. Really, the whitest of penguins. Well, we'll have fun tomorrow when I burn it down. Tomorrow,
Cool.
next time we play.
I think it's only play, which will let's try and make it not 2 months from now.
Yeah.
How about sometime next week? In fact.
Yeah. We'll consult our diaries and find a time. Should we say
Agreed.
something about season 2?
Yeah. For anyone who's watching this now or in the future, so we're going to finish this campaign, and then we're going to take a little break, and we're going to review what we've learned because we've had lots of fun. We've also had we've at times suffered some mental trauma from certain parts of the production process, and we're gonna I think between the two of us, Pat, I don't know if it's more me. I think it's more me. I think I got burnt out on technical difficulties and stuff more than you, Dave.
No, there were definitely times when the technical difficulties were very stressful. Like I think it's generally not very fun being the only person on the stream when nothing works and trying to troubleshoot it and also continue to stream. Like, they're like mildly traumatic experiences for sure.
Yeah. But I also feel like you in particular have put in the grunt work, so we do actually have like the foundations of a house now. And yeah, we're complaining that it's like real windy and the rain gets in, but we have the foundations of a house, and we could build something here.
Yeah, it's quite like my real house in several respects, but let's not go. Drip.
But yeah,
drip, drip.
Well, once we're going to finish this campaign, then there is going to be some kind of hiatus of indeterminate length. But you and I are already talking about what season. We're already talking about the idea of there being a season 2, what it would look like, what we would want to change, both in terms of making it better for us, making it more like sustainable for us, and making it better content. And I think those two things kind of go hand in hand. Yeah. Because if it's better content and we like, if you and me feel like we're coming to like 50 people watching us every week, that's a very different experience at the end of the day to like maybe a couple of people join us.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think like clear-headed but not cold-hearted discussion about what went right and what went wrong and how to do good and better next time can get us there. I do actually.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, so I think you've completely covered it. We're going to finish this campaign and go away for a bit, but we are not going to let this tail off. We are definitely going to come back to it in some form and continue.
Yeah.
TBC.
And there's probably, based on the fact that we got roughly half through this today.
There's, I think, a little less, but that's okay because we had setup time and upgrade time and all of that stuff.
There's only one more agenda, right?
I think there's 3 actually. I think there's 2 acts and 3 agendas.
Okay, cool. Then we are less than halfway through. Yeah, cool. Well, we'll see you next time.
Yes, indeed. Thanks very much for spending the evening with us, or whatever time of day it is with you when you're watching this. And yeah, take care. Lots of love and good night.